Blackfacts.com presents Black History Heroes. James Baldwin. James Baldwin, in full James Arthur Baldwin, American essayist, novelist, and playwright, whose eloquence and passion on the subject of race in America made him an important voice, particularly in the late 1950s and early 1960s, in the United States and, later, through much of Western Europe. James Arthur Baldwin was born in August 2, 1984 to Emma Birdies Jones, who had left Baldwin's biological father because of his drug abuse. She moved to Harlem, where Baldwin was born in Harlem Hospital in New York. Jones married a Baptist preacher, David Baldwin, with whom she had 8 children between 1927 and 1943. The family was poor, and Baldwin's stepfather, to whom he referred in essays as his father, treated him more harshly than his other children. His intelligence, combined with the persecution he endured in his stepfather's home, drove Baldwin to spend much of his time alone in libraries. By the time Baldwin had reached adolescence, he had discovered his passion for writing. His educators deemed him gifted, and in 1937, at the age of 13, he wrote his first article, titled Harlem Then and Now, which was published in his school's magazine, The Douglas Pilot. From age 14 to 16, he was active during out-of-school hours as a preacher in a small revivalist church, a period he wrote about in his semi-autobiographical first and finest novel, Go Tell It on the Mountain, 1953. And in his play about a woman evangelist, The Amen Corner, which was performed in New York City, 1965. During his teenage years, Baldwin began to realize that he was gay. In 1948, disillusioned by American prejudice against black people, as well as wanting to see himself and his writing outside of an African American context, he left the United States at the age of 24 to settle in Paris. His second novel, Giovanni's Room, 1956, deals with the white world and concerns an American in Paris torn between his love for a man and his love for a woman. Between the two novels came a collection of essays, Notes of a Native Son, 1955. Baldwin wanted not to be read as merely a Negro, or even merely a Negro writer. He also hoped to come to terms with his sexual ambivalence and escape the hopelessness that many young African American men like himself succumbed to in New York. In 1957, he returned to the United States and became an active participant in the civil rights struggle that swept the nation. His book of essays, Nobody Knows My Name, 1961, explores black-white relations in the United States. His theme also was central to his novel Another Country, 1962, which examines sexual as well as racial issues. The New Yorker magazine gave over almost all of its November 17, 1962, issue to a long article by Baldwin on the black Muslim separatist movement and other aspects of the civil rights struggle. The article became a bestseller in book form as The Fire Next Time. Though Baldwin continued to write until his death, publishing works including Going to Meet the Man, 1965, a collection of short stories, The Novels Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone, 1968, If Beale Street Could Talk, 1974, Just Above My Head, 1979, The Price of the Ticket, 1985, a collection of autobiographical writings. None of his later works achieved the popular and critical success of his early work. On December 1, 1987, Baldwin died from stomach cancer in Saint-Paul-de-Vence, France. He was buried at the Ferncliff Cemetery in Hartsdale, near New York City. Learn more at blackfacts.com.